What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and we are back to talk about Sistas Season 6, Episode 22, Beautiful Lies. And y'all, where are the new writers? Just where are they? Because at this point, I'm so sorry I haven't done my other reviews, but there is no motivation to keep reviewing this show. But let's just get on into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. To us. So we are coming here with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, we not rise on board. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life, man. But thank God for the journey that's for the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah. Blessings all on my right hand. But I toast to the friends that they call to me. Lord, one time, sit down in a class and we pour them. Only see the road and me go on with the road.
Looking for ways to improve your health? Look no further. Visit www.shayrenee.net, where we provide healing beyond the prescription pad. We have hand-blended teas and herbs that are going to provide you with ultimate immune health, cold-pressed juices, as well as sea moss gels that are going to provide you with your daily vitamins and nutrients in just 2 tablespoons. Shop www.shayrenee.net and receive free shipping on all orders over $75. Don't wait, because a healthy life is ahead. Y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. And I've probably said this in my previous reviews that y'all have heard me do on this show. First, let me not be rude. What's up, Shan? How you bees? Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I know we on the late night creep tonight, y'all, but I had to go on and get this out because I said, child, if I don't do it now, I ain't gonna do it. Love Me is in the building. I understand, Shay. This show is trash, girl. Scum under the heels that hurt and the baby toe. Okay, this show is so bad. It hurts so bad to watch. It's the equivalent of when we were in our 20s going to the club with no coat on and one shoe on, one shoe off when we was leaving. Okay, that's how bad this is. This bad. That actually felt better to me doing that. I was reading some of the reviews on IMDb. Nobody has anything nice to say about this show. And I'm going to tell y'all why it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing to me because it makes me feel like Tyler Perry just doesn't care. You think because you're Tyler Perry that you can just write a bunch of BS. We got to wait till we 6-7 minutes in so I can say what I wants to say. But you give us this BS and think that we're just supposed to continue to keep on watching it because you're Tyler Perry. That ish has run the fuck out. Okay? We're tired. I'm going to say this, and I don't know if he'll ever watch my reviews, but Tyler Perry, you better knock it out the park on season 7 with these writers. Because if the writers are as trash as you are, you can kiss your career goodbye. Because you need to understand that you became a billionaire because we watched your shows. We came to your plays. We went to the movies to sell out your shows. Now you're giving us this trash. And that's exactly what all this stuff is. I don't even watch If Loving You Is Wrong because I know it ain't right. Okay? I don't watch The Oval. I don't watch none of that. The only thing that is authentic to what Tyler Perry has been doing is Meet the Browns. And that's it. And I ain't even caught that because Alan Payne just getting older and older every damn season, child. I was like, God damn, he came a long way from what was that show, that movie he was in with Jada Pinkett? I think that was him. Oh no, that was the other guy. But anyway, y'all know what I mean. Alan Payne used to be fine in his day. But y'all, it's just increasingly, and I'm sorry I'm going off on a tangent, but you know, in the first 10 minutes, this is what we kind of, us creators kind of do. It's just, it's bad. It's bad. It's tiresome. It's disrespectful. You know, if I am one of the actors or actresses on this show, I get it that you're grateful for a job, but somebody got to tell this man, hey, TP, yeah, this is some shit. Yeah, you got us doing some bullshit, okay? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about from week to week. We have got to do something different. And I know they don't got no damn lines. Because when they talking, they just saying anything. I'm telling y'all, I think Tyler Perry says, okay, here's the scenario. Do it. You are not allowing these people to develop themselves and push themselves as actors and actresses. This is going to keep these people in the, and see, this is a bad thing. The way that Tyler Perry is grooming them, so to speak, it's going to keep them under his wing. Nobody is going to see any talent in any of these actors or actresses on these shows to put them in anything bigger. Now, I will say some of them, anybody, listen, no shade, but anybody can get a Christmas special. A lot of these people in Christmas movies and shit, but I mean, anybody getting a Christmas special these days, okay? But outside of that, like, y'all not, none of these people will be on any Steven Spielberg movies. Now, I think Karen is like Ebony Obsidian. That girl can act her ass off because all y'all hate her ass. Andy, she's the one that's being pushed in the forefront, but she isn't being stretched enough. She's not being, I don't think that she's being pushed to be the actress that she could be. Fatima and Karen are probably the best actresses on this. I think DeVal can be pushed. And actually, I think Gary can actually act because as big of an asshole he is. Child. But let me go on and get into the episode, y'all. I had to go on off on my rant because, child, this is unbelievable. So the episode starts off, and I ain't even write no damn notes, child. That's how terrible this shit is. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me tonight, okay? I appreciate y'all for coming through and hanging out with Sister Girl, okay? Because you could be anywhere, but you here with me, and I'm gonna make sure we make it worth it. So the episode starts off where Sabrina is on the phone with Danny, okay? She's on the phone with Danny, and Danny is telling her that she just got a text message from Preston, and he's married. Danny, I don't give a damn. That's what the fuck you get. I don't give a shit about that. I don't feel sorry for Danny at all. This man has paid your rent, filled your refrigerator with groceries, came in there and saved your life from somebody that was trying to kill your ass, okay? He has done all these things for you, but it's never enough. Oh, you don't even know what my favorite restaurant is. Oh, you don't do this. You don't do that. You focusing on all the stuff that he's doing, but then you're not even telling the man what you like, what you do, and what you don't do. He's coming up to your job, catering to you. That's not enough for you. But then you take the man that you just met at the airport home that he was there with his wife, but they not married. They were going to find their kid. I don't even remember what the storyline was for with the crazy man that tried to kill her. But you go out on a date with this man, end up screwing him, and then he try to kill you. This is all in a couple of days. That's another thing with Tyler Perry shows. The timeline is just absolutely ridiculous. I feel like a 40-minute episode, first of all, is 6-7 minute damn commercials, okay? That's that part. Then it's like a day is like 4 episodes worth. We got to keep it going. The soap opera of it all, this is not a soap opera. This TV, okay? And you can't run these shows like you ran your plays. It's given very unaware, not educated on what the different genres need to look like, what it takes to retain your audience, okay? So moving on, Danny, I don't give a fuck about your heartbreak. Who gives a shit? Preston, I'm happy for you. You should have went on and married Mindy in the damn beginning, because honestly, I don't see what Preston saw in Danny's broke ass. Danny has absolutely nothing to offer anybody. Zip, zilch, nada. She talks a whole lot of shit about her friends and whatnot, and what they need to be doing, and this, that, and the third. And even with the new dude that she trying to fuck around with at her job, where you don't eat where you you don't eat where you shit at. That's the first note of business. But she been fucking with everybody at her job. You fucked Q, you fucked the human trafficking cop, then you done fucked around with one of the damn people that was getting on the plane, child. Snakes on the plane. You don't know I don't even know what this airline, how many planes go out of this damn thing. Is the Soul plane in there? Cause this shit is just ridiculous at this point. Then you got the man in the Steve Harvey suits that you dating, and then come to find out he over here at damn Jordan's house. That's his friend that's dating Andy, and he trying to get you away from your dude, knowing good and damn well what Gary is doing to his friend's sister, but he's trying to take you away from your dude. The man already said him and his friends said they ain't never getting married again. So you know what it is. There's no longevity in this relationship with this guy. And you should be concerned that he's constantly stalking you. And if he was stalking you good enough, like he is in this big black van, which he tried to explain to you as, oh, this was my dad's van. Oh, yeah. He's trying to make himself seem so wholesome. But it seemed like he got children from the previews that we're showing up with again. So it's like, if he's so amazing, why didn't he tell you when he was telling you about himself that he had children? It's a lot of people on this show hiding their damn kids. Let's just go from there. So moving on. Now we got Sabrina Dum Dum Diddy. Okay. Dum Dum Diddy. Okay. Telling Danny that, oh my gosh, Danny, I feel so sorry for you. How do you feel? How's this making you feel? Sabrina, you and your snakeskin suit can shut the fuck up. You need to, that's the problem with a lot of these women on this show. They don't tell their friends the truth. Tell your friend that she's a dumbass. Tell your friend that you fucked up a good thing with Preston. That's what you did. You are a dummy, okay? You don't know what you want. You don't know if you want to be in a relationship today or if you just want to fuck around tomorrow. We don't, and really, honestly, we don't even know very much about any of these characters. We really don't. We keep on getting scenes of them talking about when we were in college, but they don't really dive into this stuff. We don't know what these people's backgrounds are. And that's really challenging because we're 6 seasons in, and we have no depth from any of these characters. That is a clear sign of poor writing. Very poor. Apparently in season 7, we're supposed to jump ahead 6 months or something like that. But I don't have any positive expectations for this. I really think that Tyler Perry is probably making it up, that we're going to have writers. He might have hired 2 damn people, and then he going to still be writing the shit, and it's still going to be fucking terrible, and it's going to get canceled because eventually people are going to move on from the bullshit. Period. So moving on, because that wasn't really giving us much. He ends up telling Danny, yeah, so I'm married now. I'm married now, so don't even think about me no more. I'm going to block your ass. Okay. I don't ever want to see you again. I don't ever want to see you again. Okay. That's what Preston said to Danny's weird ass. So kudos to Preston. Move on. Live your best life with Mindy. Okay. Fuck Danny. Danny is an idiot. Period. Okay. I don't feel sorry for her. You fucked up a good thing. Moving on. We go to Andy's job, which is very interesting that everybody seems to think that they can come to Andy's job. You know, it's actually quite interesting with all these people's jobs that you can just leave your job whenever you feel like it. You know, you can go and have lunch with your friends whenever. When the sisters need to have a conversation, sisters start moving away. I don't know, y'all. I be fucking up song lyrics. You want to go, y'all leave in the middle of the day for the most random bullshit. Mm-hmm. I feel sad. I'm going to Karen's house. Girl, you a whole lawyer. Don't you got some litigation to do? Karen, you got a curler in somebody's head, but you going to go talk about some shit that done gone on with your friends. Danny, ain't there a plane that need to take off somewhere? You just leaving work whenever you feel like it. Sabrina, when you had a job, don't you got a roll of pennies you need to count? How the fuck are these people just leaving work or going to everybody's job whenever they feel like it? Especially at the airport, don't you got to go through security and have a damn boarding pass to get to the point where Danny is at? I wonder if we ever thought about that. This is a lot of this stuff. Like I said, go back to the beginning if you missed what I said. A lot of this stuff plays on our intelligence. It doesn't make any sense, and it's disrespectful to the viewer to not have any type of truth value in any of this stuff that we're watching. It makes absolutely no sense. But here we go. Penelope done showed up at the Andy's job. Now, I get it. Penelope is hurt. She's pregnant. She wants to figure out what's going on. But let me tell you something, ladies. Don't ever go to the woman to figure out what the fuck going on with your man. Okay? I ain't never gonna be Barbara on the other end of the phone making a phone call. Okay? I've seen enough. We've seen enough when he admitted that he was fucking around with Andy. That's all you need to know. Why am I coming to ask this woman about stuff? But I guess she got to come and talk to Andy so that she can have a reason to be another character on the show. Okay? And I'm with Andy in this one because when in the last episode, when Jordan was like, my sister wants to come and talk to you, and she was like, Andy was like, I'm not really ready to talk to her because people keep forgetting I'm going through this stuff too. He fucked me over too. And I agree with Andy. Usually, Andy, I'm just like, girl, for you to be a lawyer, you dumb as a box of rocks. Like, girl, bye. But I get it. She's going through hardship and heartache too. Even though he's terrible, Gary is a terrible person. She still had feelings for him. Ann says, what show is this? And it's Sisters. I don't think you watched this show, but it's a Tyler Perry show. Shan says, I'm totally confused watching this. Girl, you and me both. Shan says, I don't even understand why Danny cares Preston is married. Me neither. You didn't want him. You didn't want him. The man was paying your bills, paying all this stuff, doing all this stuff for you, there for you. You didn't care. This should be a relief for you. You're not sad. I don't even know why she playing like she is. Paper Chase 22 says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. What's going on? Country Conversations with DVD says, hadn't met any of their parents except Karen's. Right. And remember, Sabrina was talking about her mother. Andy slightly talked about her mother too. So it's like Danny never talked about her parents or her background. So we don't even know what's going on, like what their background stories are. Shan says, right, why don't we know anybody's backstory? Exactly. 6 seasons in, and we know nothing. Shan says, we met Karen's mother, but don't really know their story either. Right. Why is the mother such a gangster and a biker chick? Why is she like that? What's going on with Karen's father? Where'd he go? And you know, the one says, what show is this? Oh yeah, this is Sisters. And no ma'am, I just come for your reviews. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Gabby Janice says, what the heck did Maurice have on? Child, we're gonna get into that because his character is getting on my nerves too. So moving on, we are at the office. Penelope is trying to talk to Andy. Andy is like, girl, what are you doing here? I did not ask you to bring your pregnant ass up here. Okay. You better go find the nearest gynecologist and check on your pregnancy because you ain't you better not be here checking up on me because I ain't got time for the bullshit. Okay. So as she's talking, here go Gary coming up. Oh, you guys are, I forbid you guys to talk. You're not gonna to go talk to her. First of all, Gary, who the fuck hello? Hello? Who the fuck do you think you are? And why are you here? Why are you here? Get out of my face. So he's telling, I'm telling you, do not talk to her. You are not to talk to her. And see, this is another part where the scene was dragged out a little too long. We're talking to Gary a little too long. Okay. Yeah. Penelope, you're pregnant. You came here to ask questions. Ask Andy your little questions and get the fuck on out of here. Okay. And go put your feet up some damn where. Girl, what the fuck do you want? I'm at work. So they do this little song and dance with damn Gary, him talking about something. I don't care about her. She's nothing. Okay, we get it. We get it. You don't like her. Move on. So Debo, aka Fatima, comes out there and she's like, you better move along. You better get on up out of here. And Gary is looking at her like, yeah, I know what you did last summer. Uh-huh. AKA, I know what you did to Hayden. Okay, and I'm here to see my lawyer. So I can do what I want. And you want to be behind bars trying to threaten Fatima. Now, here's the part that's confusing for me. Now, Gary did this background information. I mean, this had this investigator following, or a private investigator figure out that Fatima's cousin is like, you know, in cahoots with the whole situation with Tamara, right? So if you know who Fatima's cousin is, you might want to sit your ass down. Okay? Because if you know so much, then you should know that her cousin is not nobody to be effed with. So why are you even sitting here having this conversation with Fatima? It's confusing. Everybody and their mama scared of Madam, but not Gary. Gary, the person that can't even keep all his stories together with all his many, many women around the world. Okay? I just want every girl in the world. Shout out to Lil Wayne. So here he goes threatening Fatima to send her behind bars. Then Hayden comes and he's like, I'm here. Like I said, I'm here to see my lawyer. That's what Gary says. So Hayden is like, yeah, you can go to my office, because Fatima kept telling him to get out. And Fatima was like, listen, I don't care about being behind bars just as much. I don't care about whooping your ass right here. So you ain't scaring me and you ain't fooling me either. So Gary walks in the back to go to Hayden's office, and Fatima continues to tell him, do not, and I repeat, do not try to go at Andy's, because Andy is in the office talking to Penelope, and all he really trying to do is stop them from, you know, getting their stories together and aligning the fact that he's a bastard. Okay. So moving on, Hayden says to Fatima, he's like, yeah, and don't think I'm not going to get you for all the stuff that you did. And I'm going to make your life miserable. Now, here's my thing. How you going to make her life miserable? And she already had your ass whooped. Do you enjoy getting your ass whooped? I'm just saying. And if Gary is so well connected, he, like I said, should have told you that Madam is not nobody to fuck with. And you think you don't give a damn about your freedom? Madam don't give a damn. Okay? This bitch got a guillotine. She's not cutting heads off. So you will be lucky if she just cut your dick off. You better leave her cousin alone. Okay? And if Gary or Hayden know better, they better do better and leave Fatima the fuck alone. That's all I'm saying. But clearly they don't know who the fuck they fucking with, because they keep on talking trash and trying to fuck with Fatima. So moving on, they go in the back and Andy sits down to talk to Penelope. So Penelope is asking her all these questions, and then I didn't understand this part. This is where I'm telling you that I feel like Tyler Perry says, okay, here's the situation, go. Because Penelope asked her, "Do you love him? Do you still want to be with him?" And Andy was like, "Yes, I do love him. No, I don't. Not after what I learned." And then Andy was like, "You came to ask me some questions. Bitch, didn't she just ask you some questions? What the fuck did I you talking? Your Jordan told me you wanted to ask me some questions. She just asked you some questions. Unbelievable. Are you all listening to each other? I don't understand." So then Penelope proceeds to ask her more questions because she was already asking her questions. Okay. So then she says, "Were you with him on these dates?" Mind you, Andy, girl, you lying. None of this makes any sense. She pulls out a calendar of all the times that he was with her, and then here's the potential times he was with somebody else. How the fuck do you know every time, every date exactly that he came to visit you? You don't know that. But this dumb storyline is trying to make us think, oh, yeah, Andy remembered every single date that Gary came to see her for the last 3 years. Okay, let's roll with the bullshit, okay? Because we are here for shits and giggles at this point. Because we ain't here for a well-crafted show. We already know that. So here we are for the shits and giggles. So they discover, Bullwinkle and his friend, that, oh, well, I was with him these days. You were with him that day. So here's some other people. There may be some other people. Then she shows her homegirl, Penelope shows her, okay, so this is our ring, right? Yeah, he gave this other girl this ring. So Penelope, you know that he's cheating. You obviously know he's cheating because you found a picture of another woman wearing the same ring you got on. So why are you acting so dumbfounded? And did you go talk to that bitch? Did you show up at her job like you showing up at Andy's fucking job? I'm confused. So then Fatima comes in and Andy is like, you know what? We're going to get to the bottom of this. Let's go. We're going to go talk to them. So they go over and confront Gary. Gary's in the conference room talking to Hayden so they can think about their next little scheme that they're going to put together. So they go on over there and they tell Gary that they realize that he's been giving other women the same ring and that they realize the dates that they've been together versus him, and they realize it's other women. Okay. Gary continues to try to convince Penelope that he really want her. Andy ain't nothing but a slut from the 90s and he ain't thinking about her. Okay. So they end up saying, okay, well, we're not thinking about you. We're gonna get on out of here. So I don't know how they end up walking out of there. But Gary and Hayden are in there talking. Andy, Fatima, and Penelope congregate further down the hallway, but away from the conference room. And Fatima left her phone in there with the headset in her ear and lets Andy listen in the other earpiece to hear what they're talking about. And basically, Gary said, yeah, I really care about Penelope, but I don't really fuck with her. I give all the women that I'm fucking with the same ring, and I'm never going to marry them. I just tell them that. But Gary, you you forgot. Remember when you planned that whole wedding? You had bridesmaids dresses for Danny, Sabrina, Fatima, and Karen. You had all that put together. You had the pastor there to marry y'all. You had the ring where y'all rings can't come off unless you put them together. Remember that? But you don't never marry him. That's what makes me think that Tyler Perry be writing this shit and forgetting what the fuck he wrote. None of this shit makes any sense. You were going to marry Andy. You do love Andy. Stop it. So he kept on saying, I don't give a fuck about this woman. Blah, blah, blah. She's just a slut. I don't care about her. And Penelope's like, stop, Gary. Stop saying that. I don't care. Da, 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 da. She's like supposed to be the wholesome woman that he was just going to, lay it all down for. Okay, whatever. You was just going to be another baby mama. Then Andy chimes in and says, okay, what about, did you meet his wife yet? She's really crazy. And all this, that, and the third. Yeah, she came in here for me to represent her. And then she ended up doing all this crazy stuff. I'm like, why didn't Andy bring up his other children? You bringing up his wife, but you didn't bring up his other children. Because he kept talking about, Penelope, we have a kid together. Yeah, we have a kid. I'm like, okay, but Andy, remember his autistic son? Remember his other children? Where are his children? Penelope, you know about these other women, or you are prospecting, thinking that there's other women, but you don't know about his other children. He ain't gonna be there for your kid, just like he ain't been there about them other kids, because he ain't talked about them kids since. And that's another thing, Tyler Perry. Did you forget that you wrote in the storyline that this man has fucking children? You forgot. That's what you did. Okay? It's really, really annoying at this point, because it's just like all of this shit is jumbled up and it's silly. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody is doing any of this stuff. Okay? This is not reality. Art should imitate life. Okay? This is nobody's real life. Nobody. Okay? So they are done talking. Fatima goes in there and retrieves her phone. Okay? And she says, oops, I forgot. My phone's in here. Then they're like, now Hayden and Gary are realize, shit, we just got found out. Because Gary like, I hate to lose. I'm not going to lose. I want to get them. I'm like, Gary, okay, you might as well just stop being a scumbag. That's what you need to stop doing. None of this, he ain't saying nothing out of his mouth about, oh, okay, I'm going to stop being trifling. But Andy, when she was in there, she told him, she was like, you keep on telling me that you don't fuck with me. You don't really want me. I'm a slut from the 90s, all this, that, and third. But I don't give a fuck about you either. Yeah, I used you. You see, I used you to get my penthouse. I used you to get my car. I used you to get the wardrobe and the shoes, all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All of that. So I could give a fuck less about what the hell you talking about. But Andy, you lying, because you loved Gary. You couldn't wait to hop on that damn stallion stick. Okay? You was loving it. You didn't even want to move forward with daggone Robin, because you was so pressed to stay with Gary. Okay? Holding on for dear life to fucking Gary. Girl, stop lying to us and yourself. So moving on, we get away from the scene of foolishness with everybody finding out that they done listen to each other, peeping everybody's whole card in the game plan for what they gonna do. Okay. Then we move on to, child, I'm skimming through the episode because so I can tell you, because I didn't write any notes because the show was just that boring. So we're at Karen at the shop that she's potentially going to buy. And we have Brian, aka Jason Weaver, which, y'all, shout out to Jason Weaver. I don't know if he really needs a job, but this is not for him. I feel like this is a step down for him to be on a Tyler Perry show. Like, Jason Weaver, I hope he paid you well for this, because no, baby. No. No, Jason Weaver, you're on the shy. You can't be coming down to this chitlin circuit doing this bullshit. But anyway, moving on. He's here. So Jason Weaver is so entrenched in Karen and getting this property. Then we have, I think her name is Courtney, child. Don't give me the line. She's supposed to be working with Valerie. So Valerie comes in here. Valerie's counterpart, Courtney, comes in here, which I'm really not sold on this whole interaction. I don't know if Tyler Perry is trying to sell us a storyline of a side chick situation for Karen, and Jason Weaver's wife is just so terrible that he's allowed to have a side chick because his wife treats him bad. I don't know if that's what's going to roll on down the route later on. He's supposed to be this man that has all these children, so faithful to his wife, he won't cheat on her. So he gives this quote for what should be paid for the building, and the lady Courtney is like, "Oh, that's no, we're going to work on that. We're going to go lower than that. Let me talk to my client." And why didn't you? And so when Jason Weaver leaves out, aka Brian, Courtney says to her, "Why didn't you drive yourself?" She says, "I don't know. Maybe he was being nice. He just drove me." She's like, "Oh my gosh, he must really like you because he doesn't let anybody get in his car because he's a wife. He has a wife. He would never. Girl, I know you see him. He is fine. Oh my gosh. Like, he wouldn't let nobody try him." This scene was too long for me and very much so unneeded. We didn't need this. Girls, you gonna let her help her buy this building or not? Because I don't give a shit about none of this stuff about you over here trying to be a slut bucket over Jason Weaver. What was you trying to drop your skid row draws for him and he wouldn't take them? Now you living vicariously through Karen. Then she knows that through Valerie. Then Karen tells her that she's pregnant with Zach's baby, which we don't even know if that's Zach's baby for real. So I want Karen to stop telling people that. She's still batshit crazy. You ain't had no drop of a blood test from this man to know that this is his baby. But moving on. So homegirl is, going on and on about the Brian character, aka Jason Weaver. And Karen is like, "Girl, I don't really care about none of that. Can you talk about this commercial space? Because I ain't never bought no property before. I ain't bought no house. I got a car that I'm purchasing, and I do got a couple credit cards. What say you? Can I get this building or not?" So homegirl says, "Yeah, we can get this building. I'm going to try to play around and get a lower number from him." I'm like, okay, whatever, homegirl. So I don't know if Karen gonna get this building or not, but the shit is dumb. So moving on, we see Fatima goes home to Zach. Zach is racking his brain because he wants to get Michael. He's like, Michael is living in terrible conditions. He doesn't want Michael to grow up the way that he had to grow up, where his mother really didn't pay him, treat him well. And, he didn't grow up in the best conditions. So he's trying to make sure that he can get Michael and give him a better life. So he tells Fatima his plan of going over there and giving her $100,000 so he can just take Michael free and clear. And he got a notary there lined up. He gonna have them come and sign something to say he can get the kid and move on. Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. So Fatima tells him exactly what's gonna happen. You need to start off at 25,000 because she's just gonna say, "Oh, if you got 100,000, there's more where that came from," and she gonna ask for 1 million. And he's like, "I can't give her $1 million. That ain't gonna work." Basically, everything Fatima said was gonna happen did happen. So I'm gonna just go straight on into that. They go on over to the house. Zach suggests that the 25,000. She's like, "No, I'm not taking that. You're not taking him nowhere." Blah blah blah. Then he goes to 50,000. Then he says 100,000, and she says, "I want $1 million." So just like Fatima said, old ghetto crotch wants $1 million. You're not taking care of this baby. You got him outside leaving him with God knows who. I'm like, girl, let him go and live with his father and live a better life. Why are you so trifling? And this is the thing. This Heather character makes me question what Tyler Perry really thinks about Black women. It really, really does. Because you are basically making it seem like a baby mama is more worried about the money than the well-being of her child. And that is just not the case. Now, I know that there are strippers out here that have kids and everything, and they are struggling to make ends meet. They probably have children, and it's some very unique situations going on out here. But this right here is just taking it all the way to the extreme. And I guarantee, I doubt that Tyler Perry has ever seen any situations like this, or he even was suggested that this will be a great storyline for this kid situation. It's trash. It really is. And my thing is, it's y'all, you gotta take your time with, let me take my time with this one. It's crazy to me that the neighbor that is so nosy calls the police. She calls child protective services, right? She does all these things. But when Fatima and Zach went to go talk to the lawyer, they said there's no record of any foul play against Heather. It makes no sense. Why is it that there's no record of anything with this young boy getting harmed? She's in an apartment building where everybody can hear everything. She got people in and out of her house, men constantly over there. Somebody complained about that, for real, and it's documented in the system. And this bitch don't have enough money to be wiping the record clean at the police station. And if she got enough money to be doing all that and that much pull, she shouldn't be over here trying to shake down Zach. And her son should be better taken care of. So I know she ain't got enough money to be paying off the feds to wipe their system clean of anybody reporting stuff, especially not the nosy neighbor. And she says that the nosy neighbor always reporting shit. So I don't understand why the lawyer didn't see that there was something going on. That would have been an open and shut case when they went to go and talk to the judge. So I think Tyler Perry forgot that the lady is reporting stuff. And he's not that strong of a writer for me to think that it's foresight to say that somebody is cleaning it out of the system, that somebody is complaining about Heather. So moving on, Heather don't want to take the money because she's like, listen, I can get way more money. And she actually reveals, I can get $1 million and I'm not going to let you have them. I'm just going to keep on getting money out of you. And I'm like, any court of law, there is no way, absolutely no way. If all Zach had to do is call Child Protective Services. That's why I'm saying the shit that Tyler Perry writes, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's a mind fuck. Nobody would go through this shit. All Zach would have to do is call Child Protective Services and send them over to her house. He would send them over there one time and he would have had that baby in a week. She ain't cleaning up that house and taking care of the situation. All he had to do was send Child Protective Services over there while she working at the strip club. Period. That's why I'm saying this shit is not real. Art should imitate life. This would never freaking happen. Never. Even in the last scene, in the situation where she didn't take the money. So then Fatima walks in the bathroom to see where Michael was. This raggedy bitch has him tied up in the bathroom so that he don't go nowhere. He's already not potty trained. So she real strategic. You gonna tie him up in the bathroom over the tub. So if he shit or piss on himself, you can just wash it down the drain. Unbelievable. Now, one thing I wish Fatima had done, I would have taken a picture of him all tied up over there. And been like, this is the shit right here. And I would have sent that picture to Child Protective Services. And be like, this is what I see when I come over here. This bitch is tying this kid up. That would have stood in the court of law. I don't understand this whole situation, but they end up getting him out of there and taking him to their house. Now, the reality is you are now a kidnapper. You're kidnapping but my thing is, if this is his kid though, and they don't have a formal custody situation in place, I would think that they automatically both have joint custody. So in reality, there should be something set up where he can see his kid. Y'all are talking about child support and all this, that, and the third. How can you go to court for? It's just, y'all, it's so much. It's so much. How can she have taken him? Remember, Zach couldn't get out of jail unless he paid some back child support off for a kid that he didn't know about. And they did DNA to see that it was his kid. So why wasn't there a formal court hearing then for them to establish some type of custody? See, the shit is not real. This doesn't make any sense. And if you had to pay back child support to get out of jail, then obviously you're still paying child support. She's still getting money. So then y'all should have had something in place for him to see his kid. It shouldn't be where, oh, you're constantly, I'm paying, but I don't get to see my son. Again, none of this shit makes any sense. It's not making any sense whatsoever. So they end up, getting on out of there. The neighbor sees them taking the kid out the house, and she's like, about damn time. I'm like, Lord, lady, you always 227 out the window. Come to court. Show your ass up to court as a witness for all the shit that we going through. So moving on. These other two scenes, child, I just really don't give a damn about. We at the airport, homeboy in the Steve Harvey suit, aka Tony, comes over there to talk to Danny. He's trying to go out with her. She told Sabrina was over Maurice's house, which, child, Maurice used to be one of my favorite characters, but now I just want him to get the fuck on. I'm tired of Maurice. I'm so tired of Tyler Perry. Maurice, in real life, he says he's a straight man. Why, Tyler Perry, are you forcing a straight man to act like a gay man? This Christian Keys stuff just keeps whirling around in my head. And Tyler Perry, you always been a little off to me. It's giving very pedophile vibes, but you know what? That's just my opinion. But anyway, whatever, sir. Moving on. Maurice's character, I really want them to figure out what they want to do with this, because the constant him shitting on Sabrina's outfits, talking trash about her, and Sabrina has done nothing but be a friend to him, trying to get his job back, but he couldn't get his job back because he always talking shit, and he was obviously in cahoots in some sort of way with Q, who ultimately robbed the bank. So I wouldn't have hired his ass back either. Sabrina ended up getting her job back, but he didn't get his job back, and he was upset at Sabrina, talking about he gonna sue the damn bank. This is in the last episode, y'all. I ain't review it, so I'm just giving y'all a little bit of what I think. He gonna sue the bank. You can't sue the fucking bank. You were in cahoots with the person that robbed them. That's a conflict of interest at this point. So he's telling Sabrina her outfit looked terrible. She going on a date, but he comes out here and looking, and God knows what, talking about he is doing his new job. I guess he's alluding to doing OnlyFans. Okay. That whole scene was a waste of time. Sabrina was just trying to tell Danny, hey Danny, are we gonna do the double date? Blah blah blah. Danny is just basically like, I'm gonna go on a date with Tony by my damn self. I guess she just want to go ahead and milk his pockets by herself. So, child, moving on. Danny talks to Tony. They go on and on about, oh, I'm going to go home and take a shower, and I might put a little bit of cologne on. Y'all really dragged that scene out for that? Unbelievable. So she gonna go on a date with Tony. Child, that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more for this episode. Only thing I'm excited about was season 7 that I seen. They done took them damn kinky twists out of damn Andy's hair, and Andy got a full on bust down. Okay, she got her hair out, child. So we gonna see. Everybody looking a little different. I pray that the difference is showing a whole totally different storyline, and we pushing this stuff along. But y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Let me go through some of y'all comments, and then we're gonna get on up out of here, okay? Gary and Hayden scream con artist, Gabby Janice. Yes, abso-freaking-lutely, 100%. Gabby Janice says, okay, you've got a new subby. Oh, yes, thank you so much. appreciate you, girl. Yes, we have a good old time over here. So come on back. Come on back. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Country Conversations with Diva D says, yes, he forgets, but acts like we should too. We are doing recaps for Pete's sake. Exactly. Exactly. We are, and that's a real thing, Country Conversations with Diva D. We are, any show that we watch, we look at what's currently going on to make the previous stuff that we saw make sense and what's happening currently. If y'all ever watched the soap operas with your parent, with your mama and your grandma when you was growing up, you know about all the stuff, the Young and the Restless, you know about all the stuff in the past to make the new stuff make sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're constantly just paying attention to the new stuff, the whole show would make no sense. It would make us not really invested. We're invested in the show, so we want to know what's happening from what is carrying on from what we saw in the beginning. Shan says, does the Karen storyline seem like a scam or is it just stupid? It definitely seems like a scam. Absolutely like a scam. Okay, I don't know where they going with this, trying to make Karen a side chick potentially. Where is the wife at? Because everybody keep talking about her. I need to know what's going on. She seemed like Mother Teresa, but then he seemed like he being faithful, but she treating him bad. I don't know. I frankly don't give a damn. Okay, don't write Jason Weaver into the story for some bullshit. That is a top tier actor, and I feel like this is a slap in his face for you to write him poorly into the story. Gabby Janice says Jason does way better on the shot. Absolutely, because he's a good actor. This is so far beneath him. Gabby Janice says, peep the way Karen snatched the envelope. Right, child. Karen is, she's a piece of work. Gabby Janice says, the longer Heather keeps that baby, she will use him to get a financial gain from Zach. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't care about taking care of him. And this could all be so simple, okay? This could all be easily taken care of with a quick phone call. Country Conversations with D says, yeah. Shan says, all Zach had to do was take pics and call the police. Exactly. Or call the police up there and restrain her. I don't know, because then they probably would have said, did you tie him up and make it? Who knows? I don't know, but I would have took pictures for sure. Paper Chase 22 says, I don't understand. There's no CPS reports or police report. Right. That's what the lawyer that Fatima had helping them said. And I'm like, how is there no evidence whatsoever, no phone calls? That doesn't make any sense. That's what makes me think that Tyler Perry is fucking up the story. So then Shan says he not potty trained and can't talk. Exactly. So that's why when she was yelling and screaming into the bathroom at him, talking about something, do this and do that, and what you say, I'm like, he ain't say shit. What are you talking about? You said he don't talk and he not potty trained and he like 4 or 5 years old. Girl, bye. Gabby Janice says, if he doesn't wrap up these drowned out storylines, I'm done with all his shows. Girl, listen, you and me both. I totally understand. It's very difficult. Paper Chase 22 says, the child don't speak. Have the child seen a doctor? Exactly. Exactly. That's another thing. There's no record of her taking him to the hospital at all. That's a trick. That's a number one. That's why I'm saying he doesn't know what he's talking about writing this stuff. It makes absolutely no sense. Shan says, exactly. You can't kidnap your own child. Right. Shan says, especially when paternity has been established. Period. Period. Country Conversations with D says Danny got kidnapped. Yes, at the end. So thank you so much for reminding me, Country Conversations with D. So at the end, after the whole them kidnapping the baby situation, Danny is walking over to her car and the windows are busted out. And she's in the midst of her being shocked. Some man comes up and is getting ready to kidnap her. But I feel like Tony is going to see this and somehow save the day. And this is going to make her look at him like some knight in shining armor. Because if y'all remember in the season 7 startup for episode 1, she's in a robe and comes out to him with his kids or whatever. So she's not going to be kidnapped for long if she does get kidnapped. But my thing is, if Danny does get kidnapped, or even the thought of potentially being kidnapped, That's really traumatic for me to think that you would still go out on a date with somebody and you still fucking with Tony. I would need some. Danny needs to be by herself. She really needs to be by herself and stop with the foolishness, because you keep on doing all this stuff with all these different random men and you're not figuring, you don't even know what you want. You don't even know who you are. It's really troubling to me. But thank you so much, Country Conversations with DVD, for reminding me, because I sure enough, child, they need to be so far out of my head. I done forgot all about that. But y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's struggling through these shows with us too. And I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.